Long before it became one of Indiana's most active haunted sites, the Indiana State Sanatorium was built as a place of healing, a tuberculosis hospital, later a nursing home, and eventually a forgotten complex left to rot under the weight of countless stories. In part 1, Matt and I walked through its past, the patients, the wards, the tragedies no one talks about. But history isn't the only thing that lingers there. Tonight, Crossroad X joins us to share what they uncovered inside those walls. The footsteps, the voices, the echoes and the shadows of the past that still lie within the sanatorium. Content warning. This case involves suicide, murder, and other sensitive topics. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Crypt Walkers, the podcast where the eerie and enigmatic come to life. Hosted by a police officer, Ryder.
But there was definitely something in that house.
And his co-host, William.
Legitimacy first is more important.
Director of WTCW Paranormal.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Crypt Walkers. My name is Ryder, and in the studio I am joined by the very and famous, at least to me, paranormal investigator from Crossroad X, Mariah. How are you, Mariah?
I'm good. Hope you are. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but you are actually our first guest on the show.
What an honor.
Congratulations there. I don't know if you guys are listening in your car. If so, please don't give a round of applause because
yeah, that's not
do that. But if you're not in your car, give a silent little round of applause for this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I was very excited to talk with you, and briefly before recording, obviously. It was kind of crazy the way that we met and how how this kind of came to be. For those of you who don't know, if you have not listened to the episode previous to this, there is a part 1. This is part 2. So do check out part 1. We're talking about the Indiana State Sanatorium in Rockville, Indiana. And that was originally supposed to be the only part. It was just part 1. That's it. We do our normal case episode. But social media be socialing, and I started reaching out, and I came across Crossroad X's post about a time that they went to Indiana State Sanatorium. That was pretty recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in October, I believe. Yeah, October.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, dead on. Pretty recent. For those of you who don't know, we're actually filming this in November, and I was like, oh my god, this is fate. Like, they have been there. We just talked about it. I think our audience would love to hear from somebody who was actually there, rather than just good old-fashioned me and Matt just talking about all the facts of the case. We could actually talk to a real paranormal investigator and her team that has been there. Okay, so I know that I briefly mentioned it before in the open, in the cold open, but Crossroad X is a YouTube channel as well. I highly, highly recommend that you either, I mean, if you want to, if you guys are, multifaceted enough that you can do multiple things at once and you're not driving, you can go ahead and watch their episode and then come back to this. Their episode is on the Indiana State Sanatorium. They are listed in the show notes. Be sure to check them out. And you can actually see the case that we're talking about, and I got a lot of my notes from. So, yeah, be sure to check them out. Sorry about that, Mariah. You guys don't know this, but there is some weird things with our recording. Is everything good on that end?
Yeah, I'm good, okay. As long as you're good.
Like I said, guys, this is our first guest, so I'm not surprised if there's going to be some hiccups. But now that we have some of the introductions out of the way, so Mariah, what brings you to the paranormal world?
Yeah, so back in 2020, my father passed away unexpectedly. And after that, to make a long story short, I started having dreams at night. It would be him coming to me and talking to me about where he was and how he was happy. And sometimes I would see him, just almost like a picture, like if somebody would take a picture, I would see him out of the corner of my eye for a split second, and then he'd be gone. And then sometimes in the dreams, I would wake up and there would be like a weird, like a 4th of July sparkler is the only way that I could explain it. I would wake up and look around and there would be like a sparkler in the air and it would just go up and disappear. So it was really crazy. And I thought I was going crazy. So I talked to some friends and family members about it and they were like, you know what? You're probably not going crazy. You might need to, sorry, you might need to figure this out. So, I went and researched a couple of paranormal things, and that really took my interest. There was a lot of paranormal groups, and I would watch them. I'd watch the YouTube videos and stuff, and I just really got into it heavily. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start my own group, and I'm going to bring my sisters along or whoever wants to come with me along. And we did it, and we haven't stopped since.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry to hear that about your dad. But
Thank you.
I think that I think based off of what I have seen from your YouTube channel, I mean, this has been a journey for you.
Right.
And it's kind of cool that in a way it started with your dad.
Yeah,
So
right?
it's kind of like he's there part of it the whole time.
Exactly. Yeah. Like it just felt like a path that he was like, this is what you're supposed to be doing. And I just do it. And that's what I did. And we haven't looked back.
Wow. And guys, like I said, you really have to check them out because this is some pretty good stuff. Like the quality is great. And
Thank you.
I'm a lover of film, so I really love the videos, and I am definitely a subscriber, and will continue to be. And every time an episode comes out, I'm definitely going to be watching. As far as your team is concerned, like who's all on your team? Like who's your go-to characters that everybody's going to see?
Yeah, so obviously I'm Mariah. I'm the oldest out of my sisters. So I have two other sisters that come with me on the regular. So the short one with the pretty hair, her hair is always pretty. You can never forget that. That's Michaela. So she's my middle sister. Me and her are 5 years apart exactly. And then I have my youngest sister, Maddie. She is 19. So she comes with us too. And then I have my mom, and you'll see her every now and then. She usually stays in the sidelines, but every now and then she'll come out and you'll see her on clip. And then my husband, Eric, comes with us. So basically, it's all girls. And then we make a joke about how Eric is our security guy slash camera guy slash ghost magnet. Like, you're going in that dark room first, you know?
And I'm guessing he's just like,
you see on there.
yeah, he's just like, okay, I guess I'm going in the dark room.
Right. We make him go first most of the time.
So, did they just get into the paranormal when you did, or were they always kind of there and you were in the process of just trying to figure it out?
Yeah, pretty much. Right when that happened, see, I have a different dad than them.
Mm-hmm.
My dad and my mom were high school sweethearts, and obviously it didn't work out. So after, my dad passed away, I was talking to them about it one day and they were like, let's do this. Like, if this is what you are passionate about and this is what you want to do, we're right there with you. And we started doing it and they actually fell in love with it hardcore like I did.
Yeah. Well, probably because they went on a few investigations and they actually started like experiencing things.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
oh, wow. Okay. This is more than that's one of the things, guys, that this is one of the reasons why this has kind of been my dream of having especially paranormal teams on as guests is simply because like we can cover cases just like shows do, like TV shows. But to actually talk to somebody who's real, authentic, who's been there, who's done the investigation, bought the t-shirt and left. You know what I mean? Kind of can tell us what they captured. So I think that's the right phrase. Bought the t-shirt, bought the coffee mug.
I'm all for it.
I don't know. Um, yeah, what led you guys exactly to like Indiana State Sanatorium? Have you guys been there before and this is the first time that you recorded it, or have you, has this been on your bucket list for a while?
So this has been on our bucket list for a while. We love see the East Coast has a lot of haunted locations, and I guess because obviously we have more population and stuff like that. So the East Coast, especially up north, there is a ton of like hospitals and sanitariums, asylums. I mean, they're everywhere. So we just heard a lot of good things about it. The paranormal world, we were talking earlier about this. It's a small community and it's a close community. So whenever somebody goes to a location and they get good stuff, they tell other people. So we heard really good things about it, and we looked at the history on it and we were like, let's do this. Let's go and check it out ourselves.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. I can't get enough by saying this, but your videos, it kind of really, you guys do a really good job of placing us there. It almost feels like we're with you. There was some parts where I'm like, I think I'm getting the same creepy vibes, and it isn't just because of the way that it looks. I mean, it's like, I don't know. And you guys were talking about how you were feeling almost like an oppressive type. Were you guys on the 5th floor when that happened?
So, yeah, probably. There was a few spots there that made you, like people say, made the hair on the back of your neck stand up. And the big part where we say 5th floor, 3rd floor, whatever, that was the old like asylum part of it. So that's where all the mental illness people were. And then you had like the cross where it looked like pretty much a crossroad, haha. That was the nurses' station. So there, we had some creepy stuff happen there as well. And then at the very end, there was the old tuberculosis like area. So there was definitely a few parts where it was really, really scary. But if I could pinpoint one part that you're probably talking about, yeah, it was the 5th floor. And that was like the men's violent ward.
Yeah. And you guys knew that going in, or like how much of the history would you say? I know some investigators kind of purposely they don't want to know all the history. They want to go in kind of blind.
Right.
How much would you say that you were, on like a percentage as far as like going in blind?
So, probably about maybe 30%. Like we like to go in and know the history, obviously. We obviously want to know that it was a hospital. We obviously want to know if it was like, what happened there. You know what I mean? Like if there was tuberculosis, mental illness, whatever. We want the basic information, but when we go in, we like to go in almost blind. So we will tell people or whoever's given us the tour before they leave us, hey, like we have a couple static cameras. Where, in your opinion, would you put the static cameras? But we won't ask why. So we don't want to know any paranormal things like activity-wise at all.
That's actually fairly unique. So you guys don't go on like a ghost tour where they're like, and in this area, this is where this person died.
Right, exactly. And that's because we don't want our stuff,
altered.
What's the word I'm looking for?
It's right there at the tip of my tongue.
Like we don't want to be
suggested.
Coached. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's one of the reasons why I love like the Estes session. I know when you're doing like spirit box sessions, a lot of times you get that, I can't think of the word right now either. It's something suggestion. You get like a bias to it. You hear something and it's like, oh wait, you heard that, right? Well, now I just told you what to hear. But with the Estes session, you're completely separated from it. And yeah, it's like kind of the same thing.
Influenced or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And folks, you guys have to understand, I just came off of a 12-hour shift. And before we started recording, we were talking for like 3 hours. We're like now best friends.
Right.
And
yeah. Our minds are worse right now.
I've been up, 16 hours? My brain isn't working right. So if I forget words, I'm sorry. What is awesome, though, is I was talking with Mariah. I had sent her some of the test footage to the episode that you guys would have just listened to, so part 1. So she doesn't actually know a lot of the history stuff that we covered in that episode. And it's so awesome because you guys literally just recorded this. You actually did the investigation in October.
Right.
Not like October of last year, but we're like talking of October like last month.
Right.
Okay?
Exactly.
So this is not only fresh, it's fresh on you guys' YouTube page. It's also fresh in your minds. Mm-hmm. And so I get to kind of share a little bit of what I know.
Yeah.
So for those of you, I will try to be very, very brief. For those of you who have already listened to that episode, it won't be like a big, this is just going to be us, two friends talking. So I'm not going to like treat it like a history, history lecture or anything. But I don't know if you guys knew this, but there was a murder-suicide that took place at Indiana State Sanatorium.
Yeah, had no idea.
And it occurred 2 years before it closed.
Oh, wow. So
we're talking 2009.
Wow.
So, all right, this is an article that was read in the last episode. It's a very short article, which is the reason why I'm okay doing it again. Okay, this was published August 7th of 2009. The title is Sheriff of Rockville States Deaths Were Murder-Suicide. This is according to WTHR.com, which is the news leader for Indianapolis and Central Indiana. So they're also on Channel 13 if you guys actually do cable anymore. Here's the article. So in Rockville, authorities say 2 workers found fatally shot at a healthcare facility in western Indiana died in what is called a murder-suicide. The Park County Sheriff's Department says in a statement that 27-year-old Ryan J. Clark of Mecca fatally shot 30-year-old Kenneth A. Godfrey of Rockville in the chest on Friday in a maintenance area at the Lee Allen Bryant Healthcare Facility. The department says Clark then went to a boiler room in another building that is a part of the same facility and shot himself in the head. A co-worker found Clark's body and called officers who found Godfrey's body. The statement Saturday said that the 2 men had been in a dispute, and Rockville is located about 60 miles west of Indianapolis.
Whoa. Yeah, we had no idea.
Yeah, that actually occurred.
Wow.
And the psychiatric ward, this is according to the article. I don't have it up in front of me, so I don't want to quote it wrong. But it's from the Purdue Exponent article that I listed earlier in the previous episode, written by Alex Sanchez. They talk about some of the information that they found out. They actually go on the roof in their video version. They go on the roof of the psychiatric building as the historian is kind of leading them through what happened. There have been 4 known deaths at the psychiatric hospital from jumping off the roof.
Oh, yeah, I did know that. I do remember that part of the tour. And you can actually go up there on the roof, but we didn't film that part. But yeah, they said that, well, if you go back and watch our YouTube video, when we're on the 5th floor, we talk about how a lot of people, when they go and investigate ISS, we call it ISS for short, they have an urge to go up on the roof and jump off. So that was scary to hear, like, could you imagine?
I believe it or not, I actually could. Not because of paranormal, but I have this weird, I used to not be afraid of heights. I think once my brain fully developed, I was like, oh, heights can kill you.
Heights is bad, yeah.
Heights bad. I have this weird thing now, like I can be in a plane, no problem. The height isn't the issue. It's just when I'm on a high ledge or a railing, I just
freeze up.
I think I hear
I do hear your sirens now.
I hear the sound of my people in the background, and you know what? I'm gonna leave it in.
There you go.
So it's not that loud, guys. You guys can deal. But those of you who are driving, if you heard that siren, please look in your rearview mirror just to see if there really is something. If there isn't,
yeah, that would not be good.
Then don't worry about it. Enjoy the show. But no, I've reached this point where like I'll be on a ledge or I'll be on something and I just get this sudden, like, I feel like I'm going to go off. Like I won't be able to stop myself from it. Not because I want to kill myself, but because there's just like this weird vibe. Like if you go any closer, you will fall off. Like you're just going to go over.
No, I completely freeze.
Yeah. And it does. Like my body will lock up.
Right.
So yeah, I used to, and some of my audience knows this, I used to work for a university as a police officer. And when I was in training, they have this big arena complex. We're talking with catwalks and everything. I mean, it's massive. It's where you can hold big basketball games and whatnot. When you're up in the catwalk, you're an estimated, I'm just going to throw a number out there, 75 feet in the air.
Oh, okay. No.
And my trainer at the time, because I was new on the job, he's like, okay, come on up. And he takes me up, and I made it about to the landing of it, right? There was a platform. I was in the air already. I could not walk out on those catwalks. I
don't blame you.
And they were nicely built. Like, they were nice and sturdy. But literally, there is nothing below you.
No. No way.
Concrete. And I'm like, nope. No, thank you. No, thank you. And I used to not be that way. Like, when I was a kid, a teenager, I was a theater kid. I was all up in the stage and doing all the set work and climbing up in the rafters and doing all the things. And it did not bother me. Like, I actually enjoyed it. I don't know what the hell changed, but it did. It did.
Right.
So there's more to fear there. And it's interesting that you kind of got, did you kind of get that vibe, or were you just told that sometimes that happens?
So we were told that it sometimes happens. We're not, for us to be all females, people assume that we're mediums or sensitives. We're not at all. I wish that would be a cool superpower, but we don't really. And the thing is, though, like, once I say that, but once you go and you investigate some of these locations, you can feel the change in the air. And the only way that I can put it is, like, have you ever been like jumping on a trampoline and then you like feel the static on your arms and stuff? Like, that's what it feels like. And we get that in haunted locations. So that's the only thing that I can really sense or feel per se. But other than that, no, we didn't really like feel any attempt to like go jump off the roof, thank God. But yeah, that's one of the big things that people say happen there.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I've never heard it described that way. Just like that static feeling.
Right, yeah.
It's true. I mean, you even get the goosebumps and everything.
Right, exactly.
And really, that's all that is just, your hair standing up on end and your skin is getting tight. And that's where you get that goosebump stuff.
Right.
That's not the medical term, but, it is what it is.
Right.
So for those of you who are medically inclined out there, you'll have to put in the comments what exactly goosebumps really is. Other than a really cool book series and TV show from the 90s. Just saying. That, you know what? I have yet to do this. I remember to do this every single time I think of Goosebumps, but I really want that as a ringtone.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a cool ringtone.
If I ever get rich or something and have a call-in phone, for people to phone in on the show,
it's going to be the Goosebumps.
It's going to have that as a ringtone.
Well, fun fact, my ringtone right now is the Black Ops 2 theme song.
Black Ops 2.
Right. Isn't that a throwback?
That is a throw.
Right.
Now I feel old.
Right.
Thank you.
Same.
Anyway, so we'll move back into the case. Sorry, guys. Like I said, we just had like 3 hours worth of tangents. So hopefully we have enough of the tangents out that we can get right into it.
Right.
So we were talking about these feelings and stuff, and like, did you have any beyond just the vibe and the feelings? Did you have any like physical like equipment malfunctions or anything like because I've noticed in some of my paranormal investigations, which are never put on really YouTube anyway, but the paranormal investigations I've been on, sometimes I notice when I feel that, I also feel something up with the batteries. Have you ever? That's a thing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of times we use our equipment with our personal whatever we're feeling to kind of collaborate what's going on. So a lot of the times whenever we are experiencing paranormal activity, it is pretty common for your batteries to drain. And in the YouTube video, there's a part 1 and a part 2. So y'all remember Indiana is part 1 and part 2 on YouTube for us. But
It's the same thing here.
right. So
Same thing here.
perfect. So even better, right?
Yeah.
So our part 2, I believe at the very end, we do talk about how we're standing there and we're getting we're getting activity. And I believe somebody's like walking, or we hear somebody walking or something like that. And our cameras go from like 30% all the way down to like 8%. And we're like, okay, we got to wrap this up. We got to change batteries. We got to do something. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a pretty common occurrence with paranormal activity.
Wow. I know that you guys didn't use, or at least I didn't notice it on this particular episode that you guys recorded. Do you guys happen to use, what do they call them? EMF pumps or EMP pumps or whatever they're called?
So basically what we do that is a little bit different than most like YouTubers that you watch that do the paranormal is we try to keep it as little technology as possible. So we do have a REM pod, and all that does is it lets off electromagnetic fields. So what they say is if you put it down and you leave it, spirits can go up and touch it, or they can get like really, really close to touching it and it goes off. So we do use those. But the only thing else that we really, really use all the time is like laser grids, EVPs. So that's like recorders to catch voices and stuff. And we have a thermal camera. So that's basically all that we really use. Oh, and cat balls. So we use cat balls as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. We'll definitely get into that in a second. Because that's like literally one of my next points. But remaining with the battery issues, I kind of noticed in the show, I say show, guys, it's got good enough quality. It could be a show.
I'm flattered. You can keep calling it a show. I'm flattered.
On the show. Yeah, on the show. Anyway, and I'm going to leave all this in because, it is what it is. I love it. So, on the show, there's a part where I noticed you started having the battery issues, but then you also, like, and this is what I told you this off mic, I'm going to tell you again. What I really love about how you guys record it is you will show the static night vision cameras. You kind of just let it be. You kind of show us what it captured, but you don't really talk about it in the show. You let it almost feel like natural. In a way, It allows us to be like, wow, we know this before you do.
Exactly. And pretty much, I mean, besides me editing, you do know this. And that's why we put it in there, is because during the time that, let's just say we have a static camera going and something happens, like at ISS, we had something literally rip the audio cord out of our static camera, which that's never happened before. Never. It was crazy.
It's kind of creepy because you're not looking at my notes.
Oh, yeah. So
I literally put battery issues, and then it says second floor static cam cord. The hell?
Yeah. So
question mark.
I wish I had a picture of it. Excuse me. But yeah, it's literally a cord that goes into the back of our static cameras, and they're 8K and 4K static cameras that you can get on Amazon. They're pretty, you can get them pretty easy. But yeah, so most of the time y'all are seeing it and we don't even know whenever you pan back and see us during that scene. And I keep it the same exact time. So if you see us, let's just say in the tuberculosis part of ISS, something's happening on the 5th floor right now at the same time that we are in the tuberculosis area. So you can see that we are nowhere near that area. So we are not contaminating that area. And that's why I do it like that.
That's actually not that bad of an idea, to really, to almost, keep it controlled in a way.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, speaking of controlled, for those of you who are just listeners and you guys really don't do paranormal investigating a lot and you guys are just really into scary stories, which, by the way, we love you. We love you. We love you. We love you. But in the paranormal world, we try to control as many variables as we can. Would you say that maybe this particular building has some issues?
It does. And a lot of people don't realize that until they get there and see it for themselves. But there is a lot of broken windows. A lot of these locations are honestly like this because they have been left abandoned for 20 years, 30 years. And then somebody comes in and instead of demolishing it and building businesses, corporations, whatever, they try to preserve it and rebuild the history. And that's why we go and do this, so we can help fund it and keep it around and save the history. So yeah, a lot of these places, the doors are open. There's no doors at all. The windows are busted out. So you do have to take that into consideration, that there might be some weather or, something that you need to try to debunk.
Yeah. And I will say that you guys did a really good job of, we call it, or at least the teams that I've been on, we just call it calling it out.
Right.
Which, if we're running a digital voice recorder, it could just be simply, I bumped the mic or something. I will literally call it out and say, I just bumped the mic. So that way later, we don't think it's a full-on demon.
Right. Exactly.
But you guys did a really good job of saying, the wind is blowing right now.
Yes.
Like, I know that it's windy right now. Like, I'm hearing the wind. That's the wind.
Yes.
But then there was sometimes where you were like, there is no wind. And that door just moved.
Exactly.
That type of thing.
Yeah. And that's why we do it, because we want people to see that, hey guys, we didn't just hear a loud bang and automatically jump up and scream demon or ghost or whatever you want to call it. We try our best to debunk everything, because why lie to ourselves, and that's the whole point of this is, I don't want to lie to myself. I want to find the truth. I want to find spirits, souls, whatever you want to call them, So we try our best to see, okay, yeah, the wind's blowing, so that might have been the door rocking back and forth or whatever, So yeah, definitely need to debunk. Every place you go, always debunk. And if you can't figure it out, then yeah, it might be paranormal.
I can't think of the quote right now, but there is a quote by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, the writer of Sherlock Holmes. And I am totally paraphrasing, he basically said, if you've tried all things, however improbable, or whatever is possible, guys, you know what? Magic of editing. Hey, Ryder, go ahead and overlay it right here. Quote, when you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Unquote. This is a famous line spoken by Sherlock Holmes, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's fictional detective, in several stories, most notably in The Sign of the Four. While the quote is an axiom of logic within the Sherlock Holmes stories, it reflects Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's himself, that he himself was a committed spiritualist and applied this kind of reasoning to real-life paranormal phenomena, which he felt could not be explained by conventional means. There you go, guys. That's the quote. Now, back to the actual episode. Great. Thank you, future writer. That's what I love about editing.
Love it.
Anyway, so that's the quote, guys. And that's kind of what it is. I can't tell you how many investigations I've gone on, including residential investigations, which is just people literally reaching out saying, hey, we got something that's kind of freaking us out. We don't want people to know about it. Could you come in and take a look? Sometimes it gives great comfort, especially and leads to our credibility when we're like, hey, we have done, we've done a sweep. We've determined that you have a lot of EMF and it's being produced by this one particular object in your basement, and it's causing you to have, issues with hallucinations and things. And then we fix it, and then we find out that the problem went away. It's when you try to control all the variables that you can and debunk as much as you can, and then you capture what you capture. And it's like, going back to that quote, right? We've done all the things. However improbable, this is probably the answer, you know? Yeah. It also leads to, going back to one of your cameras, I forget which one it was. You guys will see it in the video, but there was a particular shot where I think you guys caught like a Class A EVP. Mm-hmm. Like I really do, on a camera with no one around.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was a female voice, basically saying hello. What was it like when you heard that? Because I know you were wearing studio. You were wearing studio microphones.
Right. So yeah, like if you watch any of the static camera footage that we post on our videos, I watch that as soon as we get home and I start editing. So when I hear that, I'm like, oh my God, like I can't. Yeah, that was actually, we caught that on the 5th floor again in the men's violent ward, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty sure. Yeah, the mental asylum part of ISS was so loud. They were just really, like, they wanted their voices to be heard. And I do remember, and it is in the video as well, I say just once, I want to hear somebody yell hello or something like that. Something on the lines of that. And just to go back and hear that, I was like, wow, so somebody did say hello. That's really crazy.
What do you happen to remember where maybe that was placed? You had a lot of X cameras, so I can understand if you don't.
Yeah, I know it was on the mental illness side, so the Adams Hall area. It was either the 5th floor or the 2nd floor.
So, let's talk about the Adams building. Back to the cat balls.
Yes.
So, I was watching this, and I was like, wind, not, whatever. You guys cannot explain this other than... I think that this was... I think what I'm about to describe was probably the most intense part of your investigation. You can tell me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
It was the interaction with the cat balls on the steps.
Yeah, for sure.
I think it's Michaela, right? Michaela was sitting on the step.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you were off to the... I'm describing where everybody is because of this purpose. Michaela's not moving at all. There's no one on the stairs other than Michaela. There's cat balls that are on random steps going all the way up to the next level.
Right. Okay?
And at one point, you guys, and you do a pretty good job of pointing it out, you say, we're now moving them. They're an inch away from the edge. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I noticed was there's no activity until you guys start asking questions.
Right.
And you say, can you go and touch the cat ball? And it touches the top ball, and then you say stop, and it stops. And just to let you guys know, if you touch these cat balls, I can see where the internet could go really wrong with what I just said. If you touch these devices, right, they will light up.
Yes.
Okay. And it almost started like one would light up, it would stop, and then the next one would light up closer to Michaela.
Right.
Like not right next to her, by the way.
Could you imagine
like
Michaela?
She's touching it. It's like, I think at one point she's like, okay, you could go back now.
Right. Yeah.
But it's just. I mean, I have learned that with locations, it depends on who's there and how they interact. Like I can't mention the name of the school, because it's completely abandoned. It's privately owned, and it's in an area where I'm from, and the owners are not okay with people coming down and doing ghost hunts. But we were allowed to go in. And one thing I recall was batteries. Anything electronic was like zapped almost immediately. I couldn't keep a battery for the life of me, and I always carry extra. And on top of that, the things that we did capture were Class A EVPs. And it occurred to me, whatever's there, since there's not a lot of investigators that go through there, it would make sense that they kind of just react and act in their own accord. And they try to suck as much energy as they can to really get their voices heard, like you were talking about with the patients with the mental hospital. Mm-hmm. As you guys will recall from the previous episode, the owner, Craig Larson of the Indiana State Sanatorium has only owned this building, this complex, I think since 2021, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
So that's not a very long time.
Mm-mm.
And I misspoke, by the way. I kind of mentioned that everybody has been there that's on shows and stuff. No, not everybody has been there.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't mention any names, but you guys can look it up. You'll see what I got wrong and what I didn't. But in a way, this is kind of untouched territory, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's fascinating. I cannot wait to go there. I'm planning on just making like a weekend trip of it anyway, probably a day. They have like day tours. I'm probably just going to go during the day at first and really check it out. Because when I was researching it, and then when I watched your videos, I was like, man, I feel like I was there. You know, I really want to go check it out.
Right.
But like I said, I'm a filmmaker, and so I like the way that was done.
Well, I appreciate that.
I think you guys, yeah.
We try to make it because we understand that, you know, like a lot of people don't realize how expensive some of these locations are. And we don't do the tours. There's nothing wrong with the tours. But we like to, you know, rent it out for the whole night. So most of these places that we go to is we get the whole place to ourselves for up to 8 to 15 hours. You know,
that is a premium. That is a premium. But you have to understand too, these aren't these. I need to speak on this just for those who aren't familiar with it. Like Mariah mentioned previously, like this building, this complex has decayed rapidly in 14 years.
Right.
And if we don't preserve it in a state of decay and pause it in its current state, we'll lose it.
Exactly. And we've actually lost a lot of locations, sadly.
Yeah. I think Penhurst, unfortunately, is on that to-go list. But hopefully that's a long story. Not. You guys can go on all the social medias and figure that out. But we'll cover Penhurst at some point. But yeah, no, I regardless of the prices and things, I really applaud the people at the Sanatorium Project they're using these funds to keep the building alive and to keep it available to us. So I am okay paying a little bit of a premium knowing that it's going to that cause.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, it's going to a good cause. You can see it in most of these locations, you know? And like you said, they literally just bought ISS. So it's going to take some time, which means they need the customers. They need the people to come in there. So yeah, and you know, the reason why we do this is for one, to promote these locations, to save the history. And for two, you know, some people, especially a lot of our followers, you know, they can't afford to go and do these places. So we try to make it look like their POV. That's why we turn around and we talk to the camera like you are there with us. And I love that you put it like that because that was our goal. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah, and you guys definitely nailed it on the head.
Thank you so much.
And not only that, the way that you guys filmed it, this isn't, I won't mention any names about any particular shows, but a lot of these vlog style shows, the camera's always moving or at a weird angle or tilted. I can't stand that. It's why sometimes, even as a filmmaker, I can't really, I didn't really like found footage type films, except for The Visit. I ended up liking The Visit. But the reason why I liked The Visit is because even though it was filmed in a found footage type way, it was stable.
Right.
You know, because you also got to understand, and you guys do a pretty good job of this, you also got to understand when you're recording in that way, that camera is us. So it's almost like you're just shaking our head up and down and side to side and all over the place. So as long as it's somewhat stable, I really liked that. Like I said, I can talk about the filming all day. But I do highly recommend for our listeners to do it the right way. Reach out to the Sanatorium Project. Go ahead and their admissions is really not that bad.
No,
a little day trip. And they have what's called a non-exclusive investigation. If I remember correctly, it's $100. That's not bad. If you guys are in the paranormal world, that is not bad at all. And
it goes to a good cause.
It goes to a good cause. And, from what I saw, I mean, even the private investigation is kind of on the lower end.
It
you
is.
know?
Yeah, it's actually one of the cheapest places we've been so far, honestly.
Hmm. Yeah. And so, yeah, definitely reach out to them. Their link obviously is going to be in the show notes, just like in the previous episode. And I just love what they're doing over there. And the fact that we have a new location to investigate and to explore and to capture hopefully further evidence. And it's not only that. I also, side note, I don't know if you know this, but apparently, like, they do a LARP club.
I didn't know that. What is that?
So a LARP is live action role playing.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm personally not really into it unless you're doing like a live action of cops and robbers, in which case I do that every day. But like, it's a thing. And so it's not just for the paranormal community, guys. These are for people who are interested in history. This is also like, because this place, I mean, I don't know if you know this history. I'll get into it in a second. But it looks like they just got up and left.
Yeah, they did pretty much. They're everything. If you go back and look at our videos, there is hospital beds. There's equipment everywhere. There's bed sheets that are still folded, and then some are not. There's blankets everywhere. It's crazy. They literally got up and left.
Yeah, I'm one of the things. I think you guys were in like the nurse's office or the nurse's ward, and there's like potted plants, like fake office plants that are just like in the waiting room.
Oh, fun fact. There's also old patients' stuff, like items that they left, like clothes and suitcases. There's files that have their names and everything still on it. It's wild.
Holy HIPAA.
Yeah, right?
Holy HIPAA, Batman. That's a violation. But no, it's okay. I've seen hospitals on videos and shows that have old stuff. Just, yeah. But holy crap.
Yeah.
But do you know what happened? Like, do you know?
Don't.
Okay. So, there was a lot of malpractice lawsuits. There in 2002, there was a woman that, when it was a nursing home, she was found frozen to death on the property, like outside on the grounds, one of the patients.
Oh, wow.
In 2006, I believe, a patient wandered off and got killed by a car.
Wow.
There are over 2,500 dead bodies just buried in a potter's field.
Yeah.
They estimate at 2,500. So when it opened up as a nursing home back in, I believe in 74, they were expecting to just be a nursing home, right? That's what they were designed to do. That's what they were planning on doing. But they realized that there really wasn't a lot of patients. A local psychiatric hospital, I say local, but in the area, right? Up in Indiana somewhere, was going to close. And so they made the deal to take on all their patients. So that's the reason why they swelled. Well, when they did, first of all, Rockville was not too happy about having criminally insane, in some cases, people. There was violence between patients. There was a lot of malpractice. There was wrongful deaths. And all these started to add up. Okay, all these lawsuits and all these things. And they also had tax issues. In 2011, I believe. Yeah, 2011. The United States Marshal Service came in and they closed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Everybody was told to get out. Patients were sent to other units, other hospitals, and that was it. It was closed.
And see, you refreshed my memory a little bit because I do remember the Adams Hall where they had the psychiatric ward. They did tell us that these rooms were not hospital regulated. They were for specifically the nurses and doctors to live. They were supposed to be apartments for them. and then they got overran by they decided to turn it into a psychiatric ward, but they said that it wasn't up to code and they couldn't put hospital beds in those rooms and you couldn't fit gurneys or anything in there. So that was one of the big code enforcing things where they were like, yeah, this isn't going to work. So yeah, you did refresh my memory a little bit on that.
Yep. And obviously I noticed in the video too, and personally I do it anytime I'm in a location that is known to have different materials like asbestos and lead and things. Mm-hmm. Even the newer buildings that look like they were probably built in like the 50s, they're all, since they're in this state of decay, I mean, you have to walk around with masks.
Yes.
You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe on their end, they're like, hey, this is the requirement. But, they tell you have to wear masks, or was that something it was?
They don't tell you that you have to wear a mask. Most of the time, if you do the private overnights and sometimes even tours, depending on the location, you have to sign a waiver, basically saying like if you fall and get hurt, or if you're doing something stupid and you fall through the floor or something like that, they're not liable. And same thing with mask. Like we just do that because I have allergies real bad. And, in 30 years from now, I don't want to have lung cancer from asbestos and lead paint and stuff. So most of the time my throat starts itchy, and that means it's time to put my mask on.
Yeah. Well, I will say this, though, guys. This isn't like a certain wagons wearing a full-on, respirator. Which, Don't get me wrong, I'm not really making fun of him because obviously he's got some medical issues, and he mentions it every time that he does it.
Right.
And to each their own. Take care of yourself, guys. So if I'm not making fun of him. But
yeah, if you need it, it's recommended you need to put it on.
Yeah, but anyway, these aren't masks like that. So if you guys are going to watch the video, just know it's not annoying or anything like that. It didn't even really seem to change your voice. Like it was.
No, they're just regular, I think N95 mask or something like that. It's just something for dust, and it protects you from mold and asbestos.
Let's just say that in a certain year, 2020, we really got good at making masks.
There you go. You're right.
Yeah, so that was
use
one
them for
good
ghost
benefit.
Hunting now.
Yeah, use them for ghost hunting now. And so we're coming up close on an hour now, and I'm trying to keep our episodes a little bit shorter than usual. But you guys, me and Mariah were talking for
since 8 o'clock.
Yeah, since 8 o'clock her time, 7 o'clock my time.
Right.
It is now 11:22 my time. It is after midnight her time.
Yep.
Okay. So we have just been talking and talking and talking and talking. And I just read a note. I really don't want to forget this. So speaking of asbestos and lead and all the wonderful things, the tunnels.
Oh, yes.
There is something special in the tunnels.
Yes.
And I give you a hint. It might speak parcel tongue.
Yeah, it would be the House of Slytherin.
Yes. That's a big nope. That is a nope.
Yeah, so a little backstory real quick. We pull in, and the lady, she was amazing. Loved her. I can't remember her name, but she was amazing. She gives us a map, and she's like, here you go. Here's the place. And we were looking at the tunnels, and she said, oh, hold on a second. And she puts a line through the tunnel and writes snakes. And
check out for the Chamber of Secrets, guys.
Right. And she's like, it's kind of cold, so they might not be in there anymore. But if you feel them hanging, if you feel them on your shoulder or something, it's snakes. It's not a ghost. And we were like, yeah, we're not going in there.
We'll film some nice B-roll footage and just leave that up to your imagination.
I'm terrified of snakes. I will deal with ghosts all day, but no snakes.
Yeah. With me, it's spiders. Man, the Harry Potter references are just not leaving me tonight.
Right.
I'm a Ron Weasley. I'm like, Nope.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
thank you. I'm good on that one.
Yeah, especially, but I mean, it being cold, perhaps,
Yeah, well, we went in
spiders
there
aren't
in the
that big of a deal.
daytime. We went in there the next day after we woke up, and there wasn't any snakes in there, but I wasn't taking my chances at night. If anybody goes there, please, if you're not afraid of snakes, take your chances. It's really creepy. It's a cool tunnel. I wish she wouldn't have told us that because we would have went in there. But yeah, I don't do snakes.
Yeah, I mean, I recommend this too, guys. You guys don't have to stay the night there to do a little bit of investigation.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Obviously, it's cooler when you go in there at night. I think that it opens your senses up a little bit more because you're not constantly bombarded by all the data that's coming in from your eyes, just with all this stuff that's in daylight. But bring a recorder. If you guys want, if you guys want to, for the first time ever, start paranormal investigating, all you need is a recorder, a notebook, and some patience.
Right.
A lot of patience.
Yeah, when we first started, all we had was our tripod and a phone. And it worked perfect for us for a while, like just start somewhere, just have a video camera, a recorder, like he said, and just go and investigate anywhere with permission, of course.
Anywhere with permission, and always remember to be respectful.
Right.
We don't know what you're talking with. I mean, it's up for debate or belief, or it's always err on the side of caution. There's no reason to act crazy about it. Okay, that's your number one dad tip for today. I didn't mean to lecture you on not only the history, but also how to paranormal investigate. Many of you guys are like tuning out by now, and I understand that. So speaking of kind of winding down, so I know I briefly mentioned about the YouTube channel and things, but where else can we find you guys? Like, where can our audience really check you guys out and follow?
So we pretty much have every social media, but we're more active on TikTok. That's where we got our big break, I guess you could say. We started on TikTok, and we obviously have YouTube is full episodes on our TikToks. Usually see more of behind the scenes kind of things, TikTok skits of us at the locations doing fun stuff. And we'll put like little teasers on there for our full episodes on YouTube. And we also have an Instagram and we have a Facebook. But mostly we stick to TikTok and YouTube.
Okay. Oh my gosh. This literally just happened right now, live. Not really, obviously not live. I'm recording this and going to edit it later. But it just occurred to me, and I'm not going to mention it. You guys have to watch the show. But Mariah, you flashed a picture of something on the screen as a clue as to what the next location would be. And now I cannot get it out of my head.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. I will tell you when we're not recording, just so that way you know that I know. But guys, that literally just occurred to me. I'm like, you said that? And I'm like, I know where you guys are going next.
Yeah. Surprise.
Wow. That was good. That was real good. Because they don't, guys, pay very close attention. I'm not going to tell you where, but somewhere in the end, it's just going to flash a picture for like a split second. Then it's going to go away. And it's going to be awesome. And you guys are going to love it.
Better be paying attention.
Yes. So, anyway, now that I left you guys on that suspense, be sure to check out their videos. Like I said, follow them wherever their socials are, just like ours. We seem to be blowing up on TikTok as well.
TikTok is the way to go.
It's kind of the thing. I mean, Instagram it's there and it's slowly happening. We're on X as well. I don't know are you guys on X?
I have a personal account, but yeah, I don't really go on X.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's even worth it, to be honest.
Right? Our Instagram is like just now kind of doing decent, but other than that, TikTok's the way to go. And like, if you're doing full episodes, definitely YouTube.
Yeah. I feel like you could use TikTok to lead into YouTube. Now I feel like we're
Exactly.
having a production meeting, and so sorry, folks.
Right.
You have to understand this at the time of this recording, my podcast is new, and it's the new kid on the block, and it's trying to figure out where it's going to land, and where it's best to grow, and we're going to keep it that way anyway. I mean, even if Instagram isn't really that good, you guys who found us on Instagram like Instagram, so therefore it's going to be there.
There you go.
And as usual, you can find everything linked in the show notes. We'll have our link tree, but we will also have Crossroad X's link tree, and that's usually kind of an easy way. You can click on it. For those of you guys who don't know how Linktree operates, you click on it, it sends you to a page, and literally it has all the connections you need for all the different social media accounts. So I love it. And that way you don't have to say, follow us on this and follow us on that, at this and at that. Anyway, the audience that has listened to us previously knows how many times I've said at Crypt Walkers, but I'm happy that I finally realized people know what Linktree is, and sometimes it's just easier to say.
So easy, yeah. And everything's in our bios. Like, if you go to Instagram and you go to our bio, it's got YouTube and TikTok, and you just click and it takes you straight there, and then vice versa,
Yep. Like I said, I'm interested. I cannot wait to see your new stuff, because now I know what it's going to be.
I know. It's going to be good. I'm telling you. We have
so
some crazy locations coming for 2026.
Yeah. 2026, I think, is just going to be a good year.
I hope so.
Good year. And I'm excited for it. I also love the holiday season. Normally, I don't reveal what our next case is going to be until the trailer, but since I'm talking with Mariah, I think you'll like our next episode after this. It's going to premiere on December 17th, I think. December 17th. It's going to be Haunted Holidays.
Oh.
A good way to kind of end the year,
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going to talk about the haunted history of the holidays. Don't worry, guys. There'll still be a trailer.
Sorry, that's so weird. December 17th is when we're going to be at our new location.
Oh, actually recording it.
Yeah. That's weird you said that. So, must be something in the air.
Well, I wish you guys safe travels, and I wish you guys all the best. I especially know because wintertime can be kind of treacherous at this time of year.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are pretty cold, it seems, in that video.
Yeah, especially up
Indiana.
north.
Yeah.
Especially up north. It's going to be... Most of these locations that we go to are all up north, and it snows up there, so...
Yeah. So, be sure to drive safe. And, okay, now I'm sounding like a dad and a cop.
Thanks, Dad. I really appreciate it. We'll drive safe.
You're welcome. Yeah. And just know that I will enjoy being there in spirit.
Yes.
I'm kind of jealous.
Yes, thank you. And thank you so much for letting me be the guinea pig of your podcast. This is awesome.
I know. A very first guest. And don't worry, guys. I'm sure you guys, you guys would have to be just... I couldn't imagine you guys not liking Mariah. I mean, this has just been a very fun experience, and
I really appreciate it.
Pretty certain, because I kind of know a guy in the production studio. I'm pretty sure Crossroad X will be on the show again.
Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Hopefully, fingers crossed. If that leads me on to my next topic. I love the paranormal community and the idea of para-unity. If you guys are listening to this and you are a paranormal team and you've covered some of the locations that we've covered, or as we cover them, or if you have locations that you are interested in us covering, and you don't have to be on a paranormal team to suggest that, by the way, please reach out to us. You can DM us on any of the social media platforms, but TikTok seems to be the best for right now. You can DM us, and, if we get connected, and perhaps maybe you can be on the show. Like I said in the last one, my dream is to really have connections with people who have actually been to these locations, beyond just us telling you the history and maybe some ghost stories. So, And it's not just locations we'll be covering either. I'm looking forward to also discussing some legends and mysteries and whatnot. Yeah, I got some stuff. Like I said, 2026 is going to be great.
Going to be good.
Yeah, we got some mysteries. We got some disappearances.
Ooh.
Yeah. And there are people that I'm trying to work with and trying to get on the show to kind of explain those as well.
Oh, so, cool.
Yeah. I'm so excited to edit this. And, after recording this, I'm pretty sure there won't be much edits. So you guys are probably going to get a majority of what this is. So
sweet. That means I did good.
You did very good. Yeah. You did very, very good. And like I said in the previous episode, I think I said it in the Stanley episode for the first time, we are trying to be more family friendly. And I will say this, without any prompting at all, none of us cursed in this whole thing.
We did good.
Yeah.
We deserve a good noodle sticker.
They're a good noodle sticker. And yeah. And so without further ado, I really appreciate you guys listening. And be sure to, do all the content creator things, like, share, follow, subscribe, all the other stuff. But I know on the podcast spectrum, wherever you're listening to this, please, please, please give us a review. Or a 5-star or 4-star. If you're going to give us a 2-star, just spell Crypt Walkers wrong. Okay? Like, go to another page. But no, any review helps. It helps us get into the algorithm. It helps us get out there. And it allows other people to come and join us and open the crypt and take a walk. So thank you so much, Mariah, for walking with us and exploring the crypt yard.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And thank you to everybody that's listening. Really appreciate it. It's Crossroad X Paranormal on everything.
On everything. Like I said, links in the show notes. So without further ado, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, this is Ryder out.
Next time on Crypt Walkers.
And all through the house, you've heard the Merry Christmas stories. Now, it's time for the ones your parents definitely didn't tell you. Ghosts that visit on Christmas Eve, creatures that snatch bad children, folklore older and far darker than the holiday we know. Next time on Crypt Walkers, join us as we take a walk through the snowy cryptyard and dig into the chilling origins of Christmas and the spirits that still echo throughout the season. Case 11, The Holidays, A Haunted History, drops December 17th. Bring cocoa and maybe a light on. Episode airs Wednesday, December 17th, wherever you get your podcast. This podcast is a Miko Line Media production. The names Crypt Walkers, a paranormal podcast, and WTCW Paranormal is owned by its individual owners. All rights reserved. Music by Quentin Colbelts. Sound design created by Miko Line Media and licensed through Artlist. Copyright 2025.